Hey, alls. William here again. Since this year's Ink and Iront here in Long Beach is next week, or actually this weekend, we're going to go ahead and do another midweek post of our second interview with Trace Edwards on really what to expect from this year's 9-ring circus of a show, which includes Motorama and the tattooing and the burlesque and the pinup and everything involved in the bands. And so enjoy. And Davis and I will be at Ink and Iront all day Saturday. At least one of us will be wearing a podcast t-shirt. So if you see us, come and say hi. But enjoy the interview. Alrighty, and welcome to another episode of the Primer Podcast. My name is William.
And this is Davis.
And episode 40, we are privileged to have Trace Edwards.
How you doing?
I don't know if it's a privilege.
Well, thanks for coming back and coming out to the Galaxy studio.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, gentlemen.
So, what's the haps?
What's going on for 2012, Trace?
Well. After taking some time off at the end of 2011 to regroup, mentally and financially, we've come back and full steam ahead with June 8, 9, and 10, Ink and Iront. It's our ninth year.
Wow.
And the band lineup, if you're into live entertainment.
Actually, that was one of my first bullet points. Our friend Yadira, she asked me.
Yadira, how do I know that name?
She works at the Queen Mary.
Yadira, yeah.
Yadira Gonzalez.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, she. I got a mail from her a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, "Do you know who's playing?" I'm like, "Well, Trace is coming up in a couple of weeks. I will make sure to ask."
Well, yeah, you know, it's this year Friday night we've got TSOL, Corrosion of Conformity with a new album, and Suicidal Tendencies on Friday night. Saturday, you've got Agrolite Slackers, Adolescents, She Wants Revenge, Misfits, Marty Braum, Dave Alvin, the Palominos. So you got that Alt Americana thing happening inside the ship. Then, side stage in the Tiki Drive-In. There's 20 bands over that stage over the 3 days. So Voodoo Larry from Chicago, his band's coming out. Little Red and the Howlin' Wolves.
Oh, man.
So we got some jump jive over there. But yeah, then Sunday, you've got all original members for the Polecats, the Quakes, Coffin Cats, and Face to Face, and Pennywise.
Wow.
Now
you've got quite the smorgasbord,
right? Yeah,
you got bands galore,
and we're waiting to hook up 2 more headliners for Saturday. We're still contacting bands and working some details out there. Yeah, and then cabaret show this year it's titled Pleasure Portal Cabaret, and so what I've done is I built a life-size time machine. Okay, and so it sounds funny, I know, and it's fully steam operated.
What?
So you can so let's just say leave it that for right now. So I built a time machine. It's fully steam operated. I then took a working Tesla coil. You guys familiar with one of those?
Yeah.
Okay. Built a big, large transformer body to slide that up and into, and then took and gathered up a bunch of gadgets from all different time periods across different industries to create this very Orwellian control board for this Tesla coil transformer / steam operated time machine. So once we have these, we then step back and we created a mad scientist character named Phineas T. Cog. And he's got a sexy lab assistant who is Enga Ingenue this year out of Seattle. And she's a Victorian-dressed assistant, okay? So I'll leave it at that. But what we're doing is we're transporting 4 sexy sirens in from a time long gone whose lust still rages on. So we're bringing in Cleopatra, Marie Antoinette, showgirl, sexy showgirl from the 20s, and we have a medieval temptress. So this whole thing is a new component where it's no longer just cabaret; it's more of a cabaret play. Okay, and it's a script and it's a theme, and all of these objects are interactive with the from the lab assistant to the host, Phineas T. Cogg. And so it is basically a fully operational play. Now, some of the things that you'll see is when you get close to a Tesla coil, you can hold a light bulb in midair and it lights up.
Exactly.
Have you ever seen? Okay, you've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've worked these types of elements into the costumes.
Really?
As well. Yeah. So
Is this your idea?
Yeah, this is one of our little crazy little funky things.
Is this your Monday morning powwow where you sit around and say, what kind of crazy ideas can we... How does that...
You know, I'm
Either that
I
or
just
it
fell into
came
this.
to me in a dream.
Yeah. I just kind of woke up one morning and I found this whole genre called steampunk. And although the clothing aesthetic is Victorian and older than our vintage 20s through 50s kind of thing that we're centered in, the aesthetic, mechanical wise, is very much that of the hot rod community. Okay.
Yeah, because it's very much build it yourself, design it,
Absolutely,
make it look like a certain period.
The aesthetic is very mechanical.
Coppers
and brasses are the metals of the era.
Right.
So, in relation to this time machine, it draws from the steam era, where we have everything's copper, from train whistles to pressure valves to steam valves.
Sure.
To anemometers. You guys know what an anemometer is? It measures wind speeds.
Okay.
So
didn't we see one of those at the Plains of Fame
air show? I don't remember that.
You can go out to
regardless.
Bonneville or El Mirage. You'll see them out there they measure wind speed. So we've got a lot of moving parts on this thing as well. But the control panel for this thing is absolutely over the top. It's got a skeleoscope working, screens in it to Tesla light bulbs and lit glass tubes with bubbles, and it's very H.G. Wells.
Right.
Where did you find all this stuff?
2.5 weeks at eBay.
Okay.
Wow.
The wonderful world of eBay allows me just to kind of jump into different realms of aerospace, nautical, old steam era itself, and just gather up about 100 and some odd parts to where now I'm assembling all of this steam operated component of this time machine. But then it even draws from the turn of the century phonograph era. It has one of those big bell off of a radio, and that's mounted on the roof, and basically there's an air valve inside the time machine that the performer hits, and then it blows out a confetti ball out the horn, and that alerts the sound man to turn her soundtrack on so she can start her skit. So it's all very mechanical, and everything works for a purpose.
Wow.
Okay,
man.
So that's what we did with that.
And that's going to be inside.
That's in Sin Alley. 4 steamy shows over 3 sin-filled days. We separated the curtain acts, created a whole other show called Boiler Room Big Top, and that's up in the Queen's Salon, and you've got your curtain acts, your sexy female sword swallower who can swallow a 23-inch serpentine blade. We have our Russian snake charmer, Karina, coming back. We have the magical world of Christopher Wonder, the turn-of-the-century magician. We brought back Michelle Amore in her shower. Did you guys see her last year?
See that.
We didn't. No.
So we built a glass block, fully operational shower that goes on stage, and our performer Michelle Lamore takes a shower. It's got to be seen. It's good, real good.
Okay, I'm taking
Yeah,
a quick
it's
little
really-
note
it's
right there.
And then we brought Broxy Delight back from Detroit to perform Queen of the Cooch, which is an old traditional road show
okay.
act.
Right.
So that's up in Queen's Salon, 4 shows throughout the weekend. Hell, I then built a side stage to main stage, and there between bands you get to watch a high wire act that's actually on fire.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's high wire act. It's a high wire fire act. So you got that with this Bindi Bonnie, who's a contortionist. So we brought in a lot of sideshow, traditional sideshow.
Okay.
Taking the Cirque du Soleil aerial hoop that we've seen a couple times here and there. I'm actually rigging that aerial hoop to 35 3-foot round weather balloons, and then tethering it with 3 50-foot ropes. And basically, we're floating the hoopist 35 feet up above the main stage crowd at night with a spotlight with weather balloons. So we're having fun. We're having fun.
It's getting hooked on physics, man.
Yeah, we're having fun. We've brought in additional trapeze artists. They're going to be suspended over the wharf. So a lot of visual interactivity. A lot of performance. I'm upping the experience for the consumer in that aspect.
Well, yeah. I mean,
When was the last time you saw someone walk a tightrope? Right, exactly.
yeah. I mean,
Usually it's like, somebody's jumping off on a bungee cord. It's like,
Right.
Okay, I'm not doing it, but
Yeah.
someone.
then on top
yeah.
of that is like, oh, by the way, there's a car show.
Yes, yeah. Then there's Motorama, and really what that's really coming into is we've taken all the essence of Long Beach Motorama, what was in the arena, the big displays, the Avenue of Dreams, the red carpet experience, the white curtain, the Renegades presentation, the Wall of Legends, and that's all going into the Dome at the Queen Mary. So what you're seeing now is a more emphasized, stronger presentation of the car show that was at Ink and Iron. Now it's formally Motorama with all its history. We've coined Motorama as the greatest show unearthed. There's not many that we've been found and brought back from the dead.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite car shows of last year.
Hey, I
But-
got to ask
but-
you, though, about that. Are we doing a cruise again this year?
That's on my list right there.
At this point, there is not a cruise confirmed. Because the Queen Mary property is so disconnected from Shoreline Drive,
Right.
it's kind of hard to implement. And with Motorama being embedded into Ink and Iron, the umbrella event, if it goes till 2 a.m. So the party is now really, the energy is focused at the Queen Mary property. It's really hard to get people torn away.
Right.
To then meet at an off-site ancillary area.
I was thinking of the Motorama show, the cruise for that, not for the Ink and Iron.
Yes. Kind of hard to distinguish now once we've embedded Motorama solely in Ink and Iron.
Oh, I see.
It logistically becomes a disconnect. And so that is unfortunately at this point one aspect we're not really sure how we can bring back and make it happen.
Right.
Effectively, because what we don't want is to throw a cruise and then have it just be half-assed.
Right.
Then it soils what it could be,
And then
it makes it hard to ever get it back together. So until it can be firing on all 8 cylinders, so to speak, we've had to just kind of shelve the cruise portion of what Motorama was. But everything that was part of that arena and everything that made up what the arena is now part of the Dome.
I get you, but that cruise last year was so good.
Yeah, no, I know.
Very reminiscent of what was it
Paso.
Paso?
Yeah, no, I get
which
it.
we talked-
Sun's
we
going
talked about it
down,
last
you
time.
Sit on the curb, just watch a bunch of cars.
Grab a burrito.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
if we see and see this is a big test, is that there is quite a large portion of automotive car show enthusiasts who don't necessarily currently partake in the Ink and Iron weekend.
Right.
For whatever reason. Myriad of them. All valid, I'm sure. But so for us to really bank that because now Motorama and everything they embraced about Motorama, they're still going to embrace over at Ink and Iron, there's going to be some fall off. There's going to be attrition where people are going to go, hey, you know what? I used to pay $18 to go see Motorama at the arena. Now it's part of this bigger, hoopla, and it's $35. So there's going to be some attrition. But nonetheless, with Ink and Iron's stable and always growing consumer base, it will allow Motorama to financially sustain itself because Motorama couldn't do that on its own. We hope to see that Motorama actually outgrows Ink and Iron and can foster and become its own event on its own weekend. But there were several things that impaired that from happening. One is the Queen Mary didn't have an available weekend when I want to put on Motorama at the Queen Mary property by itself.
Okay.
See, if I could have got a November date for Motorama at the Queen Mary Dome and surrounding property, I would have taken it. We would have done it as a standalone. But those weekends aren't available. Queen Mary actually has an idea that they're going to bring in a ice skating rink in the Dome for the month of November and December.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, they're going to spend $3.5 million to bring in an ice skating rink and ice sculptures for the month of November and December next year. So
they used to have a hockey team though who played in the arena.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to that.
Well, they had a roller derby in there. So anyway, they just they couldn't commit to us. So instead of us just saying, all right, well, Motorama dies. We couldn't allow that.
No way.
And we couldn't go back to the arena, just the overhead of that facility. And we didn't really get treated well by that management. They really kind of, just
kind of
very obstinate to work with.
Right.
A lot of roadblocks. Everything's a problem. So we weren't up for a glutton of punishment there again. So that's why, it's now part of Motorama. Motorama's part of Ink and Iron. And it will now position all of that essence that Motorama is, and it will project it into an audience that's in their 20s, 30s.
That fresh, new, upcoming generation that needs to see this stuff.
They need to see it. They've got time in their lives to grow and be part of this sport, get involved as owners, commission builds, keep our builders working. This is a sect of the population that our sport actually needs a huge influx into. We have very few 20s and 30-year-olds. We start to get more members in this involved that are in their early 40s, late 30s, early 40s, into their 50s. But, we don't have a lot of opportunities for kids to get involved. Used to be a kid could get involved with a 32 Roadster for a couple grand. I've got ads at home for the Bill Newman Roadster for $2,500, and it's a famous street show car. Nowadays, that's $150,000, $200,000.
I hear you, man. That's
Doyle Gamble, a friend of mine, who is the youngest member to ever be inducted into the LA Roadsters. He was 18 when he got into the LA Roadsters. With a Roadster, he had. There's no way in hell that an 18-year-old today can become part of the LA Roadsters.
I can't.
Or any other Roadster group because they can't even afford to get involved.
I can't get into the a Ford truck group because mine's not old enough.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's because I can't afford a 53.
Right.
Of course, I got a Mustang, and there's so many of those I don't want to join.
Right. It's just daily transportation, man.
Actually, it is.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
go ahead.
no. I just, I think we got off point, but I don't really remember where we were.
Let's see. What do you have lined up as far as tattoo stuff going?
Well,
Because at least when we were there last year, I mean, there was guys there from all over the world.
and they're there again. The tattoo component of Ink and Iron, which is completely separate. It's on ship,
Right,
and
but
it's
its own ring of, to quote you, its own ring of this 9-ring circus.
correct. It is separated on ship. If you said, I'm a car guy and I don't want to see anything tattoo related other than people that have tattoos, you're never going to see or hear the buzz of a machine. It's on ship, completely away from the car show.
Yeah, because when we went, we just kind of, let's see what's in here. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, wow.
Yeah. And again, they're coming back. We've got a dozen shops coming from different portions of different parts of Asia.
Oh, really?
Oh, they're coming from,
I mean,
it's
just in earshot, you could hear just different languages from people.
yeah. I mean,
Not uncommon.
we
man.
just
It's
went out and we're completing a 1,700-mile drive right now,
You know it.
hitting
because
500
everyone's there.
tattoo shops from
Right.
San Diego Mexican border to Hemet to the San Fernando Valley and all points in between. And when you look at the flyers, the media that we're putting out right now, and you start to see, because we list the tattoo shops where they're coming from on the flyer, you start to get a real sense that it's upwards of 48 different countries of artists converging on the Queen Mary. Coming from all points of states in between.
Sure.
So we're just really lucky and thank God that we've created something where, that tattoo component, it attracts the Rembrandts and Monets, the modern day guys here, and it's sold out 5 years in advance. There's a waiting list. So
You just
it's
don't have room for everybody.
no, and it's weird. When we started that tattoo convention, it was considered large at 138 booths.
How many do you have this year?
It's always 138 booths.
Oh,
We
okay.
can't
I'm
build
sorry.
any more to the ship. It won't take any more. It's 138 booths. And so in the early days, that was 138 booths with vendors kind of mixed in between.
Oh, okay.
Then it became, in our third year, so many tattoo artists want to be part of it, we had to separate the vendors off ship
Right.
and create just 138 booths just for tattoo artists. And so when you start to look at other like events, they may have 200 booths, but that's 200 booths of tattoo artists and vendors.
Right.
Where this show blew by and says, no, it's 138 booths sold out of tattooing. And then the vendors still wanted to be part of the show as well. And as the event started to gain more components, from cabaret to car shows to music to vaudeville acts to art show, we had to bring it, vendors, more and more vendors of all those different types wanted to be part of the show. So now that's how you accumulate 120 vendors off ship. And again, we didn't want 120 vendors showing up with 120 different looking tents and setting up and making our event suddenly look like a Turkish bazaar.
Right.
So we took control of that early and said, all right, we're going to put up the red and white striped tents, and we're going to make this thing really feel like a 1900s roadshow.
Oh, wow.
Cohesive.
Cohesive to what it all ties together. So, that's kind of what's going on now. Getting back into Motorama, what you're still going to see there? We've been out talking to builders. John DiAgostino, he's confirmed for a couple debuts. He's got a couple 41 caddies coming. One Carson, one hardtop. One's built by Oz, and I'm not sure who built the second one, the Carson top one. Talking to CP over with the Dead Sleds, and he was mentioning Bo Huff's finishing a 42 Ford, so they're looking to bring it out and debut it as well. Kind conversing with some guys up in Central Coast, Paul Cepeda. He's got a beautiful DeSoto, candy apple red DeSoto. He's also got that chopped gold El Camino, was in the show this past year. He's debuting a new car at Santa Maria this year, so it'll debut there. Then 2 weeks later, it'll be back down here in the Dome. And, Kevin from the Shifters got a hold of me. And the Shifters, it's their 20-year anniversary this year. So they're going to be doing a big club display in the Dome of their history. And they'll have multiple, areas where their cars are displayed inside the Dome, outside the Dome, out in Horsepower Corral. Marky may even bring down the purple...
the purple,
blown
the
five,
Pontiac.
yeah, and we'll put it out there with the cackle dragsters and let them fire it up and have some fun throughout the weekend.
You having some boats out there this time?
I may bring back a couple boats and let them fire up. They're such an integral part of what Long Beach was with Marine Stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people were like, I didn't know why you had boats. I'm like, well, let me tell you why we had boats. Marine Stadium.
Boats are pretty cool, man.
When you have blown Chrysler, Hemi
boats
boats.
From the 60s, man.
That's more balls than most people walk around with today.
That's a ride.
Cojones.
Yes. That's a wheelbarrow of cojones right there. So no, we're gonna represent that. We're gonna have that back. Motorcycles, we're having a nice little turnout so far. Interest there as well. So local builders, they're up on it. They're saying, as long we will do whatever what needs to be done to support what Motorama is and keep it going. So thank God, people, dig what we're doing.
Now, this may or may not fit within what you're doing, but what's your opinion on this new trend with the vans?
Oh,
have you seen
question.
that? Like,
You've seen a
60s, 70s vans.
Right.
They're coming back.
I would hope they come back even stronger.
Okay.
I haven't. I know of a few references to the genre. Kobe with his Van Gogh, amazing van. That woodwork inside that. You guys familiar?
That's
second to,
line.
yeah,
Right.
second to none. But no, beyond one or two, I haven't seen a huge movement, but I wish it would.
Because the shows that we're going to, which we go to just a wide variety of, whatever's local, and we'll hit them up, but we're seeing more and more, like Econolines and, Dodges with 318s.
Yeah, shag carpet, the blow molded windows, the
bring back
CB radios,
those.
and the slotted mags, and
really?
yeah,
we were just at was it last weekend?
right, yeah,
At the 91 car show. There was a whole section of vans.
Really?
Yeah,
And we've slowly been seeing more and more. It's like it's a new trend.
I've never I've never heard of this 91 car show.
Oh,
okay.
What is this car show you speak of? All types?
This particular
this
show
one
was pretty much all types.
It was a beach theme.
right.
It's generally in
But-
is it Anaheim Hills.
Anaheim Hills area off the 91 freeway out there.
Guy's
Canyon.
name behind it is Ed Owie. Or at
Where's
least
it
one.
at? Where's it held at?
It's in a park.
It's like an
out
RV
in
park.
an RV park, out in the grass under the trees. It's actually pretty nice, and
Jesus Criminy.
it's just
It's
people just
really
show
laid
up,
back.
and it's really laid back. They get live bands,
Nice.
and you never know what you're going to see there, which is always kind of interesting.
And
Cool.
there were a couple guys that we talked to, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this was in Motorama last year." It's like, or Ink and Iront.
Which
Was
one?
it Oscar
Oscar
from the Dukes?
Oh, yeah.
53 Chevy Bel Air.
Yep.
Yeah, we pulled a little interview with them, and it will be up in the next couple
Oh,
days
nice.
once I'm done.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Editing.
Guys from Chop It Customs, they were out there last year.
Oh, yeah.
with a
Gary?
couple of their cars. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just never know what's going to be out there, and it's kind of cool. So, but like we were saying though, more vans, kind
Wow.
of interesting.
Yeah, I dig them. You know, they're part of my childhood.
Well, yeah,
same here.
You know,
Yeah.
definitely so. You know, Art Hempsel, one of my mentors, you know, he did a huge business in vans back in the day, painting.
Yeah,
Huge
get
business.
the steady income while you're working on your
Absolutely.
everything else. That you
All
wanna
those
do.
van conversions back in the day.
Right.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know, do we have that much inventory up for a movement, you know? They've taken so many of them off the road.
Well, from one of the guys that we were talking with, you can still find this stuff in junkyards. He's making money pulling stuff out of junkyards, which I don't know how many junkyards you've been to lately, but they're pretty much effed out.
Pretty
Right.
slim
You know, as far
pickings on-
as far as stuff. But you know, he's pulling stuff out and selling them, and they've got a club, and you know, it's like it's starting to roll.
Very cool.
Okay.
Very
Right.
cool. Well, I mean, you know, I don't know that with our cutoff year being 69,
right.
it doesn't lend itself too much, but for the real early stuff,
You know, well, there was that sweet, was it 63? That green Econoline?
Yeah, but that's when you get to 69, it's pretty much smog emissions. And
Yeah.
it's over there. And
Yeah,
the
it's
design's
over.
Changed. And
Exact-
you go to blue plate cars. It's, in my opinion, it's kind of crap. But
yeah, anything after 69, it's, you know, and that's stretching it. I prior we were a cutoff of 63.
Really?
Yeah, but
Because 64 just had so much cool stuff.
64, and
Oh my
if you look
God,
at the
of course.
65 Riviera, I mean,
Okay.
exactly. Probably the best year that Riviera got. So
it's 65 Cadillac, as you mentioned.
right, and so what we started to look at though is from a judging standpoint and looking into the future.
That's right. You were
We're running out of inventory.
running out of inventory. That's
So
right.
if you put a 63 year, you know, 20 years from now, there's not a lot of inventory for a guy to get involved. So we thought, okay, open it up to 69 and just stop it there. So, you know, it's an inventory situation, is why we opened it up to 69. I don't think there's any reason to, well, other than Richard Zoke, he can build a 69 Dodge Polaris and make it look good, but there's not many guys that can do it. I prefer the pre-63, but, you know, that's just that's just.
Well, and you call the shots, so
I listen to what people want. I just try to listen, make sure we're providing what people want, and if we can, you know, learn something along the way, let's bitching.
awesome. One thing we missed on as far as the ink part of Ink and Iron.
Yep.
Let's say you were coming to Long Beach, and you know you're not in Long Beach, and you do want to get some ink.
Mm-hmm.
Is it appointment based?
All appointment based, and so
Well, because I know there were, you know, in between. I mean, the people were doing.
if they're not booked out, they have walk-ups. There's plenty of people walking up, but most of the artists that are coming in from out of the country or from, you know, a long distance away, they're booking appointments now, and they're filling their schedules now. And for those that have appointments open for the weekend, then the prime objective is get there by 2:00 on Friday when the doors open, so that you can get in, meet, find the artist, set the appointment for the weekend, and then, you know, rest assured you're booked and you're going to get the piece that you want. And if you don't do that, you're you're risking that it may not happen.
Right.
Because come the gates on open on Saturday, it's packed.
I noticed that on your website. You said, we apologize for what happened last year, and we've got a new plan.
Oh yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Well,
As far as, you know,
As far as Friday afternoon.
well, no, as far as like
Saturday morning when 10,000 people
Yeah.
converge at a gate, it tends to back up. And so
Well-
last year we had a nightmare.
Well, last year Friday was backed up.
Yeah, no, it was bad. I mean, every day
Yeah,
was
it's-
it was a line nightmare. And come Saturday morning, the line people were waiting 3 hours. in line to get in, and that's just sad. And so, due to a multitude of reasons, it was.
Sure, but
Again, and a lot of people were like, some people, not a lot, but some people will go on Facebook and, hand this thing over to some real promoters. How could you, still learning? And it's like, well, when you only get to fire the engine once a year, and each year you grow, and so with each growth, brings new, unforeseen infrastructure issues.
Too, and then
so you constantly are learning your own event. I mean, it's no excuse, but that is what happened. And last year, with a new ticketing system, it failed. Okay. So we have this. We were using the server on the Verizon network. Well, when all the people got down there and were in line, and their cell phones now have to work off that same network, it crashed the whole Verizon network out there on that island. So the electronic server that we're digitally scanning barcoded wristbands in and out of fails. You can't allow anybody in because your system's not on. It's not live. So between that and then subsequently the wristbanding company, we all get wristbands, right, at events. And they have a little plastic clip, and you just turn it in and snap it, and it's on. These wristbands showed up with the plastic clip not adhered to the wristband. So you had to adhere the plastic clip to the wristband, then put the wristband on. So by the time you were done, you had been stopped 5 times just to get through the friggin' gate. This year, no wristbands. You simply walk up to the box office, buy a printed ticket, walk through the metal detector scanners, you're in. It's a 2-stop process. Yeah. So, and we tripled the amount of entrances. So with tripling the amount of entrances, the amount of infrastructure to get the people in, we should see highly diminished line issues this year. It was real bad. And this year we've added out in front of the event porta potties so that if there is a line, people can go to the restroom, and not be discomforted all the way through the process. We're opening up additional parking structures that are off-site from the Queen Mary property.
Well, that's cool to know.
They're a little further away, but it's free buses, and it's $7 parking rather than $24 parking that the city hits you with down there on the pike.
Is that how much it is now?
Wow.
We take the bus.
We take that red passport.
Passport.
Well, that's it. Yeah,
$1.25 drops.
There you go.
Right there.
And so what we're doing is Magnolia's the street comes off Ocean. It takes you over the bridge to Queen Mary.
Right.
Up Magnolia, 1 block at Broadway, are parking structures. So we're directing and you can pre-buy over the web your parking pass for the weekend.
There you go.
Awesome.
Okay, so you're already pre-bought. Your spot's waiting for you.
Just get off the
Simply
710.
show it up. Go up Magnolia to Broadway.
Done.
Get on a free bus. $7 parking. It's the cheapest way to get through what is a nightmare anywhere in Southern California and a large event. Parking. You go to Coachella, you're parking a half a mile, 3/4 mile away, and you're walking. At least we have the buses.
I don't know if you've ever done the Long Beach Grand Prix down here.
Oh, yeah, I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
You're walking.
You're walking.
Oh,
you're better off, parking and taking your bike.
Yeah.
Right up.
Yeah, ride a skateboard in.
Sure.
We're working in advance of all these issues, trying to alleviate the congestion, the experience for the consumer coming. They work hard for their dollar, and we don't want to have them too discomforted by the infrastructure of the city.
Well, it is Long Beach, so
it is Long Beach. It is.
The city I love.
Mm-hmm.
Lost my thought.
Oh. Well, coffee break?
Sure. Let's take a break.
Was it like a 30 31?
31 sedan.
Yeah.
That we're building for Riddler.
How's that going?
After Motorama's financial debacle, we slowed down, but we picked back up full steam now, heading on into finishing it by beginning of next February. Since you've last talked to me, we've added a few more details to add some more intricacy. So right now we're taking 2 sets of 32 sedan fender and running board, sectioning them, taking 2 sets, sectioning it in, making it 1 set, and it's a full floating running board fender. Doesn't attach to the side of the car. It's a little quarter-inch gap in the car.
Okay.
But it floats. It's not it appears to not be
mounted on the rear axle and then mounted on the front spindle?
No. Mounted on the rear axle. Mounted on the bolt for the wishbone at the frame.
Okay.
With a whole inner structure to the underside of the running board, so you don't see any of the support hardware, the inner structure that basically makes the strength of the skin, which is the fender and the running board.
Oh.
So all the structure is built into it and it's hidden, and it pivots off the bolt at the wishbone to the frame.
That sounds cool.
So yeah, actually, what we've got the Chop It shop going to be doing that with us.
Great shop. We did a tour with them with the Jeff's Fun.
Jeff's Fun. I was going to say John again, but
the F100 Club or the
that orange truck. Yes, well, they had an F100 orange truck over there. They were redoing the roof on, or I don't know if it's maybe.
I think that one was in there getting chopped. I want to say, or getting some work done. Right, great shop.
Yeah,
really
so they're chopping the door down, actually creating a rocker under the door.
So your sedan is it right now then?
No, it's going over there.
Oh, it's going over there.
Yeah, it's going over there to start this. We've started designing how we're going to section, because the inside of the fender has to be as finished as the outside.
Okay.
It's not like it actually bolts to the frame. It doesn't bolt to the body.
So it has to.
It's got to be finished inside, outside, forward, back as much as anything. So we're designing all that now. They're cutting on a rocker panel under the door, so the doors on a 30 style car run right off the bottom. No longer. It's got a rocker, just like a regular 50 style car. So the door now goes over the running board, because the running boards are all pulled up so they don't crush them, because the car sits damn low. So I've added that level of degree of difficulty because we want to ensure that we can at least qualify for grade 8. So we thought, okay, let's fashion on a full fender floating running board, and then due to California style, and I drive and I'm going to travel and drive with this car, and needed a place for luggage. So created a chrome luggage rack that actually slides into 4 slots in the roof, and it's all boltless, locks in with just spring-loaded ball bearing pins. So we've kind of built that and getting that all lined up. So those 2 added degrees of difficulty to kind of just add more intricacy to the vehicle.
Sounds good. You mentioned travel. Now, the last time you came and spoke to us, I think you said you traveled to Detroit Autorama. Did you go? I
didn't do any of that this year.
Really?
Yeah. It was the 60th anniversary for Detroit this year, but no, I wasn't able to go this year. First time in 3 or 4 years. No Chicago, no Kansas. We're just hunkering down and staying low, not ramping up those expenses to get the cars coming from back east. But lo and behold, Motorama's got cars coming from Tennessee. I mean, people are seeing the ads, or the articles that are been landing. I guess we just got one. I got a call from Jack Stewart 2 days ago saying Street Rodder actually has an article about Motorama.
Oh, yeah.
I was blown away. I'm like, Street Rodder?
It might take 6 months, but yeah. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. So I was kind of, every day we're hearing other articles are dropping. So that's nice, and that's given us some nice added bonus publicity. So,
and there's those guys in Germany.
We did get an email from a gentleman in Germany who was more oriented towards the tattoos, but I mentioned the Motorama and the Ink and Iron, and the Ink and Iron was immediately, let me know more. And
interesting.
Yeah, I can forward that information to you. I checked out his website. Yes, he has a magazine. It's all in German.
Huh. Yeah.
Really cool. Nice guy.
And they contacted you about...
He contacted us through Flickr. Because we posted photos from the Motorama.
Yeah. Okay.
And he wanted to find out if he could get permission to use it for his magazine. So
nice. Well, thank you for the publicity.
Very interested in your Ink and Iron show. So
very cool.
You're getting around.
Sluts do.
Well, Davis, you just took one of the things off my list. Scratchy. Anything new with the Renegade Car Club?
Oh, yeah. Any more history?
No. I mean, again, we've extracted everything out of the book. So we've kind of utilizing what we've extracted, going to maximize it again this year.
Sure.
But then come back 2013, we'll have a whole new section of the book extracted and blown up and represented. But no, this year everything's just kind of rolling forward as we were with Motorama, because there's so many. Well, 9/10 of my clientele at Ink and Iron's never seen anything that Motorama is or was. So rather than run around like chickens with our head cut off, we're just going to reposition what we had and spice it up a little bit, change it up, and present it to the clientele at Ink and Iron.
Sounds like we're going, William.
Definitely. It sounds like you've really addressed issues in the past.
Yeah.
And making them better.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be able to walk the dome and have a beer. I mean, you know.
There you go. All right.
Not... Can I throw some over the fence? Or
no.
Okay.
No. Do not throw alcohol over the fence.
That wasn't me.
Yeah. Shredders. We know who you are.
Okay, so you can still get kicked out for that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Of course. Come on,
And, no knives, no chains, no alcohol.
Right. Check out the website. What's our website?
Well, for Ink and Iron, it's www.ink-in-iron.com. For all things car-related, lbmotorama.com. We'll show you everything that's taken place with the Motorama component.
And what about cameras? Because I know last year was a...
Cameras are all cleared for takeoff.
Because even... Last year,
your professional camera.
Okay, because last year was an issue. I mean, I watched people who flew in from back east.
Yeah,
and I'm in line. And it's like, you can't take this in.
Right.
And
we because we've had in the past, with the advent of the digital camera, now you have the power in everyone's hands, and even though they may have the power to snap that photo, they may not have the knowledge or common sense to know that you just can't place a girl subject matter on somebody's car without asking and then disrespect that car owner. And we experienced that in the early days. So I just addressed it by saying no professional cameras in unprofessional people's hands. If you're accredited media with accredited publication, fine, clear for takeoff.
Well, that's actually how you and I first started emailing each other, because I wanted Davis to get in with a good camera.
Oh, there you go. So now where we're at is go ahead and bring your SLR, your DSLR, your whatever you want to call it, but you just cannot bring extra interchangeable lenses, no extra lighting, and no tripods. Bring the professional camera. Don't bring the professional studio.
You got it.
Okay.
Well, yeah. That's a good question, though. And I'm glad you clarified that.
Well, I mean, last year,
but we would.
I had a hysterical customer who left an angry Facebook message with her cell phone number. I called her. She had flown out from back east, waited in line 2 hours. Then got told she had to take her camera back to her car. That was a 10-minute bus ride. She was distraught. She was upset. I got her back to the event, got her in, got her taken care of. But that was where I was like, we're gonna have to fix this problem.
I'm telling you, man, that was the girl behind me. I mean, literally. I mean, that's on Friday afternoon. I mean, they're like, we flew in for this event, and then because I'm not going to say wise, but
no, you just were aware. You read the website.
I looked at the website, and it said, you can't have this. I'm like, no, you really can't have that. And she's like, really? I'm like, why not? Well, I don't know, but there's got to be some reason behind it.
Yeah, it was just, and it only happened one car.
I don't know if it was you. I mean, it was like, I don't know if it's him, the grounds, City of Long Beach, but there's some reason. It's not just some.
I had an inexperienced guy present himself as this credible photographer who threw some girl up on the roof of a historic car,
dude.
That was, I mean, this was a car built in 56, 57, went out and was a title winner in a magazine cover car for 58, 59, was painted by Watson. And this photographer throws this girl up on this car with her studded belt, grinding it into the roof. And luckily, we were able to rub everything out. We made it right. But needless to say, that's what killed just anybody being able to walk in the door with a camera. And so now I've taken enough heat over it. We've just kind of modified it to, bring your digital camera. Have respect, but don't bring the lenses, the lighting, the tripod, the photo studio.
Yep. And then back when we were talking with the younger generation, was it Ink and Iron or Motorama? I think it was Ink and Iron. He was shooting photos, and there was a girl that's like, I think I'd look good in front of this car. And she starts climbing up on the fenders.
Right, yeah.
And we're
you just start yelling, get off that car. What are you, nuts?
It's like, you can't do that.
Come on, man. It's like, the owner's not here. I don't know you. I don't know the owner, but you're not the owner.
There's again, now to address that, signage, as you come through the entry gate, there is signage telling the inexperienced person, do not touch, climb on someone else's property or vehicle. So it's an education process, and at every car show it happens. We see parents with their 5-year-old kids running around swinging items and getting next to cars. I mean, it is a constant battle we face. But if we don't allow the general population to see these cars, then interest will fall off. Our sport will lose, participants, and that is the death of our love. So it's an evil. It's a necessary evil. But the thing is, we just have to educate and make aware to the naive consumer. Don't touch, don't climb, don't mess with.
There you go.
Just view.
Don't spill your beer. when you're in the dome, don't spill your beer on
beers.
All right, man. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, I appreciate you guys having me down, guys.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Any last words?
Where do you see our hobby going in the future? Maybe a tough question for you.
That's a whole other. I think we need to come back for another episode because there's and less coffee. I don't want to. That's a whole other conversation with a lot less coffee.
Okay.
Well, we're going to say that we'll be optimistic about it.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
There you go.
I don't see us ever going away.
Good.
But we definitely need to get some younger enthusiasts. I mean, I'm only 45, but yet at the end of the day, we need some 20-year-olds. We need to get it to a point where a younger guy can get involved, and that's going to happen. That's going to. I mean, there's going to be over the next 10 years, we'll see a huge inventory upswing of available cars, which with less enthusiasts, you're going to see the price of things come down to a point where a younger guy can get involved. I hope. I do hope, because the youth is the future.
All right, let's keep our fingers crossed, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have a good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, and so until next time, my name is William.
And this is Davis.
And thank you, Trace.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
No, I did you, but